Good morning. This is INQUIRER.net's special coverage for Undas 2022. After 2 years of lockdown restrictions due to COVID-19 pandemic, cemeteries all over the country are once again open in observance of All Saints Day. This includes the Manila North Cemetery in Manila, one of the oldest cemeteries in the country. To give us an update on the situation there, here's our reporter Gina Mangalu.
The Manila North Cemetery, like many cemeteries across the country, is open for the first time in 2 years for the commemoration of All Saints Day or Undas. The cemetery is open from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, unvaccinated children are not allowed to enter the premises, while unvaccinated adults are discouraged from entering. Authorities have prohibited alcoholic beverages, firearms and sharp objects, video games and other loud sound systems, gambling paraphernalia, and flammable items. Cars are also prohibited from entering the cemetery, but free rides are provided for people to go around. Several roads within the vicinity have also been closed and rerouted in anticipation of the large crowds of people visiting. According to the Manila Police, more than 45,000 people flocked to the Manila North Cemetery yesterday, October 31. We spoke to District Director Brigadier General Andre Perez Dizon for today's updates in the situation here.
Gaya kahapon, siguro mga nasa hanggang 50,000 tayo ma'am na tao ang in-expect natin. As of now, nasa 17 na tayo ma'am. Opo, as of this time.
Ilan po yung nakadeploy na police ngayon?
Nasa 500 po ang pulis nating nakadeploy sa loob at labas ng cemetery po. Ang nandun po sa loob medyo orderly naman po at minimal lang po yung mga nagbabiolate. May nakita po tayo na mga naninigarilyo, yun lang po ang ating sinusuway kasi mahigpit pong pinagbabawal ang manigarilyo sa publiko po.
This 2022 marks the first Undas with relaxed masking protocols after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed Executive Orders 3 and 7, allowing the voluntary use of face masks indoors and outdoors. Right now, we're seeing an influx of people at the Manila North Cemetery despite the rain. Thousands of people are expected to visit their late loved ones for Undas today. That's it from me, Neil. Back to you.
Jean, Jean, we can see behind you that a lot of people are really starting to flock the Manila North Cemetery. I'm just curious, how many people are we expecting to visit that cemetery? Do we have estimates as to how many people visit that annually, maybe pre-pandemic?
Well, according to police officials for today, yesterday they expected around 45,000 people. Today they're expecting upwards of 50,000 people. Back to you, Neil.
I'm also curious because we are seeing behind you that a lot of people are entering the cemetery. It seems like there's no social distancing anymore. So, how are authorities planning to ensure the implementation of a minimum public health standards?
Well, Neil, authorities have highly encouraged the use of face masks, but ultimately they are abiding by the executive order signed by Marcos Jr. about the voluntary use of face masks. However, children who are not vaccinated are not allowed to enter the premises, and unvaccinated adults are also discouraged from entering.
Okay, Jean, I'm just do we know the names of the late personalities whose remains are laid there in the Manila North Cemetery?
So there's a wide variety of personalities here, ranging from actors to late president. Film icon Fernando Po Jr. is buried here, as well as former presidents Manuel Quezon, Sergio Osmeña, and Ramon Magsaysay. Earlier, we even saw that President Marcos had sent Ramon Magsaysay some flowers. That's it from me, Neil. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Jean. That's Jean Mangaluz reporting live from the Manila North Cemetery. We're also receiving reports from the Manila Memorial Park in Sucat, Parañaque, where dozens of cemetery goers are starting to flock to visit their departed loved ones on All Saints Day. From yesterday until today, the cemetery is open for 24 hours, which means overnight stays are allowed until tomorrow morning. Cars are allowed entry here but are subject to inspection care of the Parañaque Police. Meanwhile, personnel from the local government unit will check bags of cemetery goers who are traveling by foot. Police said the following items are prohibited, just as it is for other public cemeteries: firearms, explosives, weapons, sharp objects like knives, scissors, alcoholic beverages, gambling materials, videoke, loud sound systems, and illegal drugs. As of 8 in the morning, LGU personnel have confiscated lighters and boxes of cigarettes. For those who have yet to buy flowers and candles for their loved ones, there are stalls that are selling by the cemetery gate. Flower prices range from 85 pesos to 500 pesos, while the cost of candles are at around 80 pesos to 250 pesos. Police officers, city health officers, firefighters, Red Cross, and Philippine Coast Guard personnel are deployed in the cemetery in case of emergencies, but they have yet to give a specific number of those on duty since a new set of officers will clock in at 9 a.m. Police information and assistance desks are also stationed in key places across the cemetery. Stalls selling food, drinks, and toys are also set up around the area. For our next story, the reported deaths left by Tropical Storm Paeng rose to 101 on a Monday night, according to a situation report from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. Of these deaths, 73 have already been verified and 28 still remain for validation. There were 70 reported injuries and 66 missing persons. The number of affected individuals has climbed to almost 2.04 million, or close to 619,000 families across over 5,000 barangays. Over 56,000 families, or at least 205,000 individuals, are still in evacuation centers, while over 250,000 families, or almost 659,000 individuals, are outside of these centers. So far, 158 cities and towns have declared a state of calamity. Tropical Storm Queenie may weaken into a tropical depression on Tuesday before it could turn into a low-pressure area, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration. Pag-asa said on its latest advisory that Queenie may weaken into a tropical depression today due to increasingly unfavorable conditions. It is also expected to further weaken into a low-pressure area on Thursday or earlier. Pag-asa located Queenie's position 490 kilometers of Davao City as of 5 a.m. Despite the projected decline of Queenie, several areas will still experience rainfall. And these are the stories you need to know today. Catch us again at 12 noon for our Undas 2022 special coverage. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good morning.